War has existed for almost as long as humans have. Before countries existed, before modern weapons, before written history, humans were already fighting each other for land, for power, for resources, for survival. And even today, thousands of years later, war still exists. But here's the real question. Why? Why do intelligent creatures who can build cities, create technology, and explore space still destroy each other? To understand war, we have to go back to the beginning. Early human tribes lived in small groups. Food was limited, land was valuable, and survival was never guaranteed. When another group appeared, they were not always seen as neighbors. They were competition. Competition for hunting grounds, competition for water, competition for territory. And when survival is on the line, conflict becomes almost inevitable. Over time, those small tribal conflicts evolved. Tribes became kingdoms, kingdoms became empires, and wars became bigger, much bigger. Instead of dozens of fighters, there were thousands, then hundreds of thousands, eventually millions. One of the most devastating conflicts in human history was World War I. It began in 1914, after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. What started as a political crisis quickly turned into a global war involving dozens of nations. Trenches stretched for hundreds of kilometers. Soldiers lived in mud, fear, and constant danger. Machine guns, artillery, and chemical weapons made the battlefield more deadly than anything the world had seen before. By the time the war ended in 1918, more than 16 million people were dead. But the world did not learn its lesson. Just 21 years later, an even larger war began, World War II. This conflict lasted from 1939 to 1945 and involved most of the world's nations. Entire cities were bombed. Armies clashed across Europe, Africa, and Asia. And by the end of the war, over 60 million people had died. It was one of the darkest periods in human history, and it ended in a way the world had never seen before. With the use of nuclear weapons, 2 atomic bombs were dropped on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in seconds. Entire sections of those cities were destroyed. The explosions were so powerful that shadows of people were burned into walls. The world suddenly realized something terrifying. Humanity now had the power to destroy itself. Since then, many wars have continued, but global powers have been extremely cautious about direct conflict with each other, because modern weapons are far more destructive than anything used before. Missiles can travel across continents, drones can strike targets from thousands of kilometers away, and nuclear weapons still exist in large numbers around the world. Which raises another uncomfortable question. If war is so destructive, why does it keep happening? The truth is complicated. Some wars start because of political power. Some start because of territory or resources. Others begin because of ideology, religion, or historical conflict. And sometimes war begins simply because leaders believe they can win. But there is another reason war continues. Human psychology. Humans evolved in environments where loyalty to your group was essential for survival. Protect your tribe. Defend your territory. Distrust outsiders. Those instincts helped early humans survive. But in the modern world, those same instincts can still drive division and conflict even today. Nations compete for influence, resources, and power. Most conflicts are smaller than world wars, but they still cause enormous suffering. Civilians are often caught in the middle, cities can be destroyed, families are forced to flee their homes, and entire generations can grow up surrounded by conflict. At the same time, humanity has also made incredible progress. International organizations exist to prevent large-scale wars. Diplomacy and negotiation often stop conflicts before they spread. And many countries that once fought each other now cooperate. But the possibility of war has never completely disappeared, because as long as humans exist, conflict will always be possible. The real challenge for the future is learning how to manage conflict without violence, because modern weapons are so powerful. that another global war could be catastrophic for the entire planet. War has shaped human history. For thousands of years, it has changed borders, destroyed empires, and altered the course of civilizations. But it has also shown something important. The cost of conflict is always higher than people expect. The real question is not whether humanity is capable of war. History has already answered that. The real question is whether humanity is capable of learning from it, because the future of the world may depend on that answer. If you enjoy videos that explore the deeper questions about our world and human history, make sure to subscribe to BrainShock. We break down the biggest mysteries, the darkest moments in history, and the questions most people never stop to ask. If you found this video interesting, leave a like, and let us know in the comments. Do you think humanity will ever truly move beyond war? Or will conflict always be part of human nature? Subscribe for more mind-bending videos every week. This is BrainShock.